Okay, so I took off the spark plugs and we're gonna go ahead and check out the compression. I'm gonna use this gauge right here. It is by Betooll, and so this one comes with the gauge and the hose. So it has a quick connect right here, and then it has a pressure release. Now on this side it has a thread to where you're gonna connect either one of these depending on what size spark plug you have on your cylinder head. And these over here, you can hook these up manually to right here if you want to manually check, hold it in place. That's another option, but I'm going to use the hose with one of these adapters. Okay, so I have the gauge hooked up, so now I'm going to go ahead and crank it to see how much pressure it's making or it's holding. Okay, there it is. What is that, 25, 35 psi? And it's well tightened. Let's go ahead and try that one again. About 30 psi. Okay, so that was just to confirm that we are low in compression on one of the cylinders on number 2. So number 1 had 165, number 2 had 30 psi, number 3 had 175, and then number 4 had 170. So the other ones are good, it's just number 2 that's bad. So this is a 12 valve engine, meaning 3 valves per cylinder. So it's 2 intake valves and then 1 exhaust valve. We'll never know until we take off the head. I'm gonna have to order some parts. I'll keep you guys posted whenever I get parts for this. Alright, so today's video is actually about my truck. This is my 2001 Silverado. On the back I have a flip kit and a C-notch, and in the front I have airbags. These airbags are from MaxpeedingRods. Alright, so, and the plate, this I made myself. It's just 1/4 inch plate welded onto the stock lower control arm, and then the top is just 1/4 inch plate, just gussets right here, and then just the bottom plate right here. So the airbag system, everything works out great like the way I wanted it to. If any upgrades later on would probably just be the airline. Right now I'm using 1/4 inch tubing and a small compressor, but I've been thinking about adding a 5-gallon tank and a bigger compressor and some solenoids. For right now I'm not having problems with that. I'm actually gonna replace one of these airbags because if you see here, it was rubbing and it popped the airbag. So that little corner was rubbing on it. So I'm gonna take off the airbag, grind that, give us some more clearance. On the other side, we can't see a good angle, but it's not rubbing at all. I'll see later on about clearancing it a little bit more, but it looks pretty good. Alright, so that was pretty easy. So we have the 2 mounting holes and the air. There's a little connection right here. And the bottom, it has for 1 bolt. So Here's the hole. So it was rubbing for a while till it eventually popped. So these bags, all the way compressed, measure about 2.8 inches, almost 3 inches, and then fully extended is about 12.5 inches. So I got a replacement. Okay, so here are the replacement airbags, also from MaxpeedingRods. So this is just the bags themselves, no hardware, no bolts, no valves, nothing. So these you can find around $80 something on the MaxpeedingRods, but if you use the code GTPM, you guys will save 15%. So I got these for around $73 for the pair. So they're the same dimensions, like 3 inches compressed, 12 inches like fully extended. I'm gonna just switch the little valve over here to this one, but before I install it, I'm actually going to get the grinder with a new wheel, and I'm going to cut off this little corner right here. This is my mounting pad, and the top one. So everything looks pretty good. I was pretty much in the way the whole time, but this is how much I cut off. Basically it was just rubbing like the first 1/4 inch or so, but I cut this is about at least 3/4. So looking at it now, this corner is nowhere near the bag. It was just because it was up here and this was the closest. But let me install the bag and check it out. Okay, so here are the airbags. I'm gonna go ahead and take off the little valve. Alright, so the airbag is now installed. There's the valve. And there's the clearance right there. So that is enough clearance. So for the air supply, I'm just going to trim off the tip right here. Just so we can have a new surface. And I'm going to use the cutter. So I've had these for a while, but they still cut. Pretty clean, sharp line. So we'll get the tubing, and you see the line to where it would hook up, last. So we're just gonna cut past that. Easy as that. Very clean, sharp line. And then we'll just, on the valve, we'll just install this inside and push all the way in. It has a little O-ring inside the valve, and then plus little jaws that clamp onto this one. To remove it, you gotta press on this and then like pull this one back. But that's the airline hooked up, the airbag installed, clearanced, everything is done. So that was pretty easy. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you the setup that I have right here on the torsion bar. There's supposed to be a pin going through here, and that torsion key is supposed to be sitting on top of that pin. So that's going to be the lowest part of the stock height, and then you'll start tighten up the bolt, and then it'll go up. So what I did, I took off the pin and then made a place to sit for the torsion key. That's why this 1/4 inch plate is here, so the torsion key can sit. But in order for me to have some adjustment, I ended up welding this nut, and then I put a bolt through it. So I have a little bit of adjustment here once I lower the truck. Right now the bolt is all the way in, so basically the truck is level with the rear. On the rear I have a flip kit, so it'll be level. But if I take off this bolt completely, that I let the torsion key sit on this little 1/4 inch plate, then the full truck would be resting on this bar right here. And it won't move. So I have to have this one not all the way in, but just a few threads in, so it could be at least about 2 inches or so above the ground, so I can ride with no airbags. But now that I have the airbags, that's going to be able to lift up the truck higher than like the rear, so it's going to be able to let me drive. Boof. Right, bacon. I'm sorry. Alright guys, so this is my truck at the daily driving mode. Alright, so there's the tire clearance, the ground clearance, and this is with the torsion bolts all the way in. Airbags aired out, like they're flat. And here's the clearance on 75 psi on the airbags. So the airbags can go all the way up to 100 psi. So right here I get enough clearance, and if we take a look at the whole picture, you can see that the front is slightly more lifted than the rear, but for me it is perfect. Alright guys, so that is going to be it for today's video. If you guys ever need some parts, check out the link in the description to MaxpeedingRods website. This video was not sponsored, but I do have a discount code with them, GTPM. So if you guys ever need some airbags, coilovers, suspension parts, connecting rods for your engine, check out their website. And like I said, I do have a discount code which is GTPM, and that'll save you guys 15% on your order. So these bags right here, after the discount code, came out just roughly like about $73. But other than that, about the car, whenever I do have some parts to fix it, head gasket or valves or whatever it is, to do the full repair on that bent valve that I do have, I don't know, I need to rethink, because I don't know, to start a new fleet or new plans or something. But we'll talk later. Leave me guys, you guys leave me some comments, about the car, about the airbags, and because I do have some other projects or experiments that I need to work on as well. But if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do so, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace out.